Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do your monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, and moon in the lovely Taurus for the month of June 2020. I also offer in private readings, so if those of you who want to get a private reading, you can send me a DM if you're seeing this on Instagram, let me know a good PayPal address and I can send you an invoice. Please note, it's really easy to get scheduled with me. It's just you have to send a payment first or else I won't respond. It's kind of my thing right now. I just don't have time for it. So I do these part-time, and I do my readings part-time, and I do my horoscopes whenever I can. I haven't done like a full series in a while, mainly because I haven't had the lighting for it and just the energy for it, because I do have a full-time job. So definitely click the bell so you get notified when I do post, and definitely reach out to me for a private reading. That way, it can be a lot more personal. These general readings are general. I just want to remind everybody of that. So again, this is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, and moon in Taurus, and I'm just going to lay out a spread, see what I get. I am using the charms. I'll be pulling some charms at the end. I am offering charm readings. Let's see. I actually feel like Taurus is going to have a pretty good month of June. Comparatively speaking, I just finished the Libra and Pisces videos. Those were really, really rough. I actually feel like for like the majority of June, you're going to be really, I want to say, things are going to be very well balanced and stable and consistent, which is not unlike Taurus in general, because Taurus can be pretty consistent with their life and their habits. You may not have been affected a lot by COVID-19. Some of you may, but those of you who are watching may not have been, or just your attitude and your perspective and overall the way things are going to be going. You're really not you're not going to be changing that much, essentially. The only thing, which is odd, that's coming in is this Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is the Miss Lonely Hearts, wanting to know when she's going to find love, wanting to know when she's going to meet the one, find a partner, get into a long-term relationship, or even date. Sometimes Miss Lonely Hearts is very she wants to date. Some of you may be in relationships already, but to me this is this could be someone this could be you, or this could be a friend or a family member. To me it's a girl, but it can be a guy. Like if you're looking for love and you haven't found it yet, that could be you. It's just a sense of not feeling like it's ever going to happen, like the relationship that you want is ever going to happen, or not finding that feeling like love is ever going to happen. So you could have everything you want, and you're watching this video, you could have everything else that's going fine, but the thing that you want is this relationship to happen. You may not have a lot of friends or a lot of people there for you too. For whatever reason, there may be some sense of kind of going it alone for some of you. I don't know why. Taurus doesn't usually really go it alone too much. They usually have some sense either family's really important to them, or they have more friends. But if for some reason there's this element of you going it alone, definitely make a phone call, reach out to people. Try to connect with people as best you can during the month of June. I feel like there are people, but for whatever reason, they're not able to give you what you need or want. And for some of you now, this is so interesting because I plan on doing a video that talks about the videos that are inspirational to me and helpful to me. One of them is about your inner child. So some of you may have some inner child issues. And one of the things that can happen with an inner child issue is feeling like no matter how much love and attention you get, it's never really enough. Because you don't love yourself enough. And that's part of the inner child issue. Because you didn't get what you needed when you were a child. So you could have some inner child issues. I feel like who I'm talking to specifically is a female. I feel like I'm talking to a female. But also guys can have inner child issues too. So I feel like it's going to help you because when you stop like projecting like expectations onto the world to deliver, you start to fix the inner child. Because the inner child is all about waiting for the ice cream truck to come along. That's what the inner child is, programmed to deal with. Because it's a child. A child is not capable of fully taking care of themselves until, they come of age. So it's like everybody has a part of them that expects the ice cream truck to come by and deliver and is waiting for that to happen. The problem is that when we get into adulthood, the reality check is that the ice cream truck doesn't come that often, and it may deliver. It may not have what what we're looking for, or it may not have what we want, and then there's the issue. So some of you are being picky about maybe not dating certain people, or not, it's hard to go out in some places right now. Everything's starting to reopen, but it's still a little bit slow in some places. So it may be hard to socialize. But I feel like, letting go of that pickiness, or letting go of that rigidity of like what you're not willing to do. It's a Pentacles card. So for some reason, she's not willing to do something in order to get what she wants. And she needs to do that. Number one, she needs to love herself, believe that she deserves it, but also she needs to take heart of the fact that she's not necessarily going to find love when she's crying in bed. She's going to find love in her by loving herself, but also when she goes out into the world and shows that she's an adult, shows that she isn't necessarily having unrealistic expectations. It's weird that I'm talking about this because some of you may have unrealistic expectations of relationships, and that may have to do with childhood issues. It might. It's weird. To me, this is like the linchpin of this whole reading. Some of you you literally could have everything else going just right, but there's this, at the end of the day, you don't have a relationship, or you're not in a relationship that's going anywhere, or there may be something, and it's hard because I think right now at this time, there's so much focus on our health and our, jobs, that it's like, you may feel guilty for wanting a relationship, or may feel like you're not able to have that, but you're not going to meet them on the couch. You're not going to meet them at home. You're going to have to go out. So I will say that too. But I wanted to talk about these two cards, which I really like. We got the Eight of Cups in the recent past, and we got the Queen of Cups in the immediate future. And to me, they balance each other. They're like, to me, this is where this balance comes from. These two cards. And the Eight of Cups to me is about harmony. To me, it's my favorite. This card in the reverse is my favorite card. It's about going home, or finding a home, or finding people that really, really love you. It's finding acceptance. Um, I feel like there's some element of coming out. Some of you may be like coming out on YouTube, like saying, you know, that you're gay or that you're a lesbian, or you know what I mean? Like, oh, there's something element about coming out here for some of you Taurus. I don't know why that just came through. The other thing that's coming through is this element of showing up in the world. You know, it's interesting. There's this weird element of like who you are, like how you're showing up in the world versus who you really are. Some of you may be like putting yourselves out there like on social media, and that's not really how you're feeling, and that's not necessarily who you really are. So the element of identity is like very strong, like you trying to figure out your identity, and trying to figure out your place in the world. In June, I feel like you want to very much be seen, and heard. Like that's coming through very strongly. Both the Queen of Cups and the Fool to me is like, she's like, you know, to me they're like, their arms are like both outstretched. They're both like standing there going to the world, this is who I am. This is who, you know, this is what I'm capable of. So whether you're a guy or a girl, this is you showing up in the world and really wanting to be seen. Really, really wanting people to see you. But it's hard, even if people see you, like on social media, they may not really understand you and they may not really know you, if that makes sense. Like, they may judge you by what you wear or how you look. Taurus does have a little bit of like, Taurus can get very much into fashion and into like makeup and into like, yeah, into like how they look. Sometimes they can be like very strong, like gymnasts or fitness gurus. You know, they may have like an 8-pack, but the thing is, it's just like they struggle, I feel, with being really known, like for who they are, not like what they look like. So there's this weird, I don't know, some of you may be very much into like the persona, you may have created a persona, and you may need to kind of revisit that persona. Some of you may be really working on your wardrobe and how you look, and maybe getting your hair done and like doing things, you know, that's, you know, with fitness stuff. You know, going for a run or, you know, working out in like a home gym or something. It's like, to me, there's this element of really working on your persona. That's coming through very strongly. You may just be gay also, in the sense that like that came through too when I was talking about coming out. You may have already like come out, and you know, you may just, you know, identify that way. But here's the thing about identity. Again, identities shift. So again, but the month of June, there's something about an identity shift. Maybe you've over-identified very much with like the person that you've put out into the world. And I'm getting a tingle on that. And there's something about needing to like bring it home, and like, it's so weird. My guide is showing me like, I don't really want to say her name, but she's like a well-known, very, very well-known pop star. And she was wearing some like, I don't know, it was like a pink vinyl outfit. Please don't say in the comments who this is if you know what I'm talking about. And her music just did not, it really did not affect me whatsoever. It didn't even touch me. And it was just so plastic. I felt like it was so plastic. And then like I watched this other video where these two girls, it was a family actually that was singing, and they were like, I don't know if they were wearing flannel shirts or whatever it was that they were wearing, but it was just like their voices and like the music just really like was so ringing, so true, that I was just like, in my mind, I was just like, there's just something going on right now about what you resonate with and what is going to fill you, what is going to make you happy. And for everyone, and this is not just Taurus, this is like for everyone. For everyone, what is it that's going to really fill your soul up? Is it plastic? Because you might not resonate with that any longer. Like, it's like everything, it's so strange. Like, I feel like people at this, after this whole COVID thing, are not necessarily resonating with the things that they used to resonate with. Like, the things that used to do it for you, or the things that you really had to have, you may not need any longer. It's strange. Like, it's just within this shift, I feel like everybody's needs are different. Their focus is different. And so there may need to be something too where you shift your focus. Maybe you focus too long on like what other people think, putting yourself too out there. Maybe it's time to focus on yourself and do something different. I can't answer for everyone. I feel like for everyone it's going to be different because I'm recording for I don't know how many people. So I feel like there's going to be some trigger. It could be like a breakup that triggers it, because we do have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which to me is a breakup. And the Two of Swords crossing. So maybe it's like where you, and it's weird because I'm seeing something consistent pretty much in like every reading, having to do with communications. It's sort of like right now, the communications we want, we're not getting, and the communications that, that we're trying to have, it's just not there. I don't know. There's something weird going on with communication. There also might be a struggle, like, a time where you feel like, emotionally you're kind of lashing out at people, or there may be a situation where you lash out at somebody because it's like there's this element of a build-up a little bit emotionally where you may be taking your stress out on someone, or someone may be taking their stress out onto you. But the Five of Swords is also like being on like a lockdown with your spending. The weird thing is like Taurus can over penny pinch a lot. I've seen a lot of Tauruses, like they're really good at managing their money, but when it comes to like being what I would call generous, or being what I would call like balanced in the sense of like, okay, so like as an example, like a Pisces would pay whatever it takes to make themselves happy. But the Taurus isn't that way. The Taurus is not willing to just pay whatever. They will pay $1 or $2, maybe. Like they weigh it. And the fact that the Five of Swords is in the position of emotions, which I don't talk about a lot, means that you're overly worried about your finances to the point where it's like it doesn't even matter. You don't even know how to fill up yourself emotionally anymore. You don't even know how to go out and buy something that might be like an emotional purchase. And it's so funny, I'm telling you to buy. It's sort of like, I remember when I was a teenager, my grandmother and I went out to get ice cream. We went to this store, and I don't think I was expecting to get ice cream. It's like, there's some ice cream. It was like an ice cream on a stick. And it was chocolate. I had chocolate. It was like, it's chocolate. And then there was vanilla ice cream on the inside. And my grandmother's like, oh no, I could get like a gallon of ice cream for what we pay for this. And I was like, fine, I'll pay for it. So I paid for the ice cream, and she's like, this is really good. I'm really glad we got this ice cream. After, and it was a spur of the moment kind of thing. And it was fun. You need to get your spontaneity. Like, you need to have A, spontaneity, B, like not, stop yourself from doing something which you might actually enjoy, because that's what life's about, I also feel like for some of you, like to me, there's a lack of generosity. And when I say that, it's like, you go out to dinner somewhere and you tip them $1 or you tip them $2. And it's like a $50 meal, you know? Like, I'm just telling you that these are the things that are coming through. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad per se, and I'm not coming down on you for this. It's just something that, like, I'm seeing and I'm pointing it out. Why it's coming up in the cards now, I don't know. The outcome is the Magician. The Magician is work. The Magician is following the signs. The Magician is, in some cases, trying to get out of like a pattern, feeling a little bit stuck maybe in the job that you have. You got 2 cards about work. I pulled another card. We got the 6 of Wands. So this is like a lot of job stuff, a lot of job focus, especially towards the end of June. And I pulled the Page of Wands also, and that to me is about needing to go out, needing to have fun. You do need to let your hair down, Taurus. Like, again, whatever it takes, adopt a whatever it takes attitude at this time of like being less rigid. Maybe that's where I was going with the financial stuff. Being less rigid, going out and having fun. And maybe some of you can't. Like, I went through this whole period of time where like I didn't really go out and socialize that much because I couldn't afford to buy a beer. I couldn't afford to like, to get a meal out. I was really hard up at that time, so maybe some of you are struggling. But here's the thing. Taurus always has opportunities to make more money. And how they spend their money, I don't know what they actually spend their money on, but it's just like, oh, I know. Taurus likes to have nice things. Taurus likes to have the comfort things. And sometimes those things are luxury items, and sometimes those things are just big ticket items. A beautiful house, a nice car, So, if you're wondering if more money is going to come in, there's going to be more money. I feel like there's more money. But I think you need to, I don't know, I would say, if the movies open up, go to the movies. If you can, go to a concert. If, you go out to eat, tip them more than $1. If you decide to hang out with friends, go and have a meal, someplace if the restaurant's open, Tell the chef they did a good job. Be spiritually generous, but also financially generous. That's what I want to say. There is this element of the cop showing up here too in your reading, Taurus. I don't know why this is about to come through. You got the 7 of Swords in reverse. And the 7 of Swords in reverse is the mask falling off. And it's so interesting. I was talking about the whole identity thing. So maybe that's where I was what I was picking up on. Maybe you're really going to be showing the world who you really are, opening up a little bit more than you have. Having heart-to-heart conversations. But this is also catching somebody that's done you wrong. This is where the good guy wins. You catch somebody and you come out on top. So it may be past June, it may be more into July. This is where, the police catches the bad guy. The good guy wins. I like that. I do want to pull, what do I do with it? A charm for you guys, because we're running out of time here. You got the little love pendant. It says love on it. You got the butterfly that it says friendly ETs, I wrote on it. And you got, it's like a little shooting star charm. And you got this little cup. It's like a little teacup charm. And it's actually filled with some black tourmaline, which is interesting. It landed in there. It's like a little black tourmaline bead. So, the cup to me it can represent someone with an alcohol problem, but it also can represent, making some tea, relaxing, enjoying a nice beverage. I forget who got this. Maybe it was Libra. Maybe Libra. That came up for Libra, I think. I don't know. The whole thing about the teacup or anything from the little tea charms that I have, to me, is about food. It's about food and drinks and enjoying yourself and focusing a little bit on those things, because those are things that are going to be grounding at this time. The black tourmaline is a great stone for transmuting negativity. The shooting star is about someone who's not going to live to be 90 years old. It's about someone who lives for a shorter period of time. A lot of times people that are famous are shooting star people. If they have more time, like if they live a long time, that means they've had to pay their dues. So to me, this says there's an element about paying your dues here, but also a cautionary tale about what you value. Because you might not have, like if somebody told you tomorrow that you were only going to have 3 more years left to live, what would you do? How would you live your life differently? And the sign of Taurus is all about value. It's all about learning to value things. So there's that. The friendly ETs, I should talk about that. The friendly ETs are people that you haven't met yet, because they're in spirit, that are not of necessarily human, they're not necessarily humans. So, can be Pleiadians. A lot of times the Pleiadian people, there are a lot of beings in the Pleiades that are related, and they have similar views on things. So I feel like that's coming through there. You may have a connection to them, but it's also about friends. So again, the whole friendship element thing here is very strong. Reaching out to friends, connecting with people. It's a great place to stop. Thank you so much for being amazing followers and fans and watching my channel for so long. I started to get gray hair, so you can see me age on camera. But I wish everyone the best. Thank you so much. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.